NBA Lottery live watch along with us. Welcome in, everybody. So excited for today. Hopefully, it changes our Jazz fans' futures are forever, man. Oh my goodness. I hope they rig it for us. I don't care. Lot of potential, but we only got a 14% chance, man. How you feeling going into this right now?
As good as you can. I mean, we maximized our potential in the tankathon. This is what it was all. This is what it was all for, right here, man. On a Monday night in May. Who would have thought? Um, I'm excited. I've never watched a lottery live in my life.
Yep.
Never been something I'm super interested in. But obviously, this year there's been a storyline to it. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to check this out. See if I can tell. Um, if they rig it for us, if the envelope's a little frosty, if it's cold and frost, just kidding. But yeah, I would love to see the Jazz get a number one pick for sure. But we know they're gonna be in the top five guaranteed. Is it five guaranteed?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I mean, good place to be.
Oh
I
yeah. You
really
got a
hope it's
couple.
one.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you do have a couple good other like choices like Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey. I think they're going to be really good too. Like
There's
everybody's saying it's a pretty deep draft, but
They're saying it's pretty deep, and they're saying it's also kind of top heavy is something I've kind of heard. So top heavy, we're at the top no matter what.
yep.
But hopefully we get someone nice, right? I mean,
Well, and
when
even
you're
Ryan
when you're
Smith,
talking top five picks, I mean, yeah, most top five picks end up doing pretty well for a team. So I mean, obviously there's exceptions, but oh,
it's got
Cooper's
to just
there,
be.
huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be weird. How do like how would you feel as Cooper Flag? Like, I mean, you already know you're going to be the number one pick anyway, so you are literally watching this like
Just to see where you're
probably with
landing.
a place like, but a place in mind he wants to go, I assume too. And like, what if he does, like what if it's Washington and you just see him like, fuck.
Yeah. I feel like most of these guys are professional enough that they don't necessarily let it
Right.
show. But yeah, I don't think that we're the bottom of the list necessarily as a Jazz
No,
team.
I
I think
think
that
we're
we're
the
maybe one
top.
of the more desirable landing locations for him. Whether he agrees or not is up to his own discretion, but at least for his own future, I think the Jazz are a great place to hopefully propel him upward. So
Definitely. And I mean, and it's not even just us. Like I've heard other people talk about it, like
yeah,
Utah kind of being like the best option for him, experts, media people, whatever you
I
want to call it,
people that would
non-Utah people.
yeah, generally people that would probably also shit on Utah. So that's how you know they really mean it.
Right. Oh man, and I even if we don't, Ryan Smith talked about it on the Pat McAfee show last week. I was watching the interview, and
Oh
he
yeah,
said they have never traded up to get the number one pick in their history. And that was an odd, phrasing. Like we also have never had the number one pick. So, but he didn't say that. He said traded up. So, is he thinking about that? And like, what if so? What do you think? You selling the farm for Cooper Flag? You find if Utah does that, gives up. I mean, we're stockpiled with picks and young players, so we can do it.
I personally I don't love it. I don't think it's something that's super achievable without overpaying. Especially
Yeah,
on like the night of. I don't know. I guess it probably would wait until draft night for the actual move to come out. But yeah, I don't know. I really find it an interesting thought at least. But with the level of prospect Cooper Flag has been, I just think you have to overpay.
yep,
And I mean, if it's something that they want to do, that means they want to overpay for him.
yeah.
In my opinion. So
I mean, he's gonna be that type of guy. I really feel
he
like
could
it. Like he
great
has the
prospect, man.
potential. Yeah, what we've talked about. I've said it. Zion, him, and Wemby are like in their own category of as
Yeah.
far as how hype their potential has been and being the number one pick and everything like that.
Oh,
So
oh yeah.
oh, let's talk about some other things though. Yeah, I didn't know how this is gonna work. It says reveal in 13 minutes.
We're
So I
learning
didn't
with
really.
you guys
Yeah,
today.
right. Like you said, never watched a lottery before. Same here. I mean, I don't know what this is, but I'm just excited and stressed and nervous, man. Oh my goodness! But we'll talk about the playoffs and everything else as well. Before we get there, let's talk about someone who was bounced in the first round again. That would be Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out the McAfee Show again. Saw today on the Shams interview they had. Shams tweeted out that he is like considering other options for where he might play or what his future might hold. I think he said on his brother's podcast that if he doesn't win another championship, he won't be able to sleep again. And yeah, I mean, that dude cares about winning. I think he's a loyal guy as well. This is not something that, it's not just another star forcing his way out, in my opinion. I genuinely think that like he wants to win a championship, and that's the main goal. He's not married to Milwaukee. If Milwaukee's not putting a team around him, which they are really not. I mean, the Damian Lillard thing, we thought that would be amazing and perfect pairing, whatnot. It just hasn't materialized. And I mean, I know he had a lot of health issues this season, but they weren't winning with him in there. He was there for game 2 and until game 6 or game 5 when they lost, or maybe they lost him in game 4. I'm forgetting now. But anyways, I see this, man, and I think you might have said that you saw some potential landing spots. What are those? And then, what are your thoughts on this situation?
Yeah, I think that initially when I started hearing like the whisperings of a Giannis move, I was in the camp of I think he's a loyal guy. I think he's gonna stay. But he has vocalized a few times that he had some interest in potentially leaving if he couldn't win. He wants to win. He's a competitive guy. So I think that it's kind of the small market move to start making whisperings like this. It's over. He's not going to be there next season. This, it's just the way that they do it in a small market, so that you don't I don't know. It's just kind of how it goes. It's like what happened with Donovan and Rudy as well. Really, it was kind of like you were hearing things, and then it happened. And that's what's going to happen here too. He's gone. I really don't think that there's anything that they could do at this point, because they don't have any assets to make another move, because they've already tried this before. Every time something happens with Giannis maybe wanting to leave, they make a trade to try and keep him there and stuff. But now they've dealt all their cards. Now they're done. So it's a chance for them to rebuild. He's going to bring in a haul. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they got to select the right place for him too. He's not going to just go anywhere. He's going to want to go somewhere that he can win. So yeah, It's going to be interesting. I'm hearing some top landing spots. Some of them are scary, by the way. One of the top being the Spurs. If the Spurs land Giannis, that is terrifying. It's like that's going to be dominance out of them most likely. But it's just hard to even imagine Giannis with Victor. Nobody's going to ever step foot in the paint again against them. But that was a big one. Houston's got a lot of potential there as well, they're saying. Just lots of assets still. And they kind of overperformed this season, realistically. Before the postseason, that is. But yeah, there's a few places out there, but yeah, he's made it pretty clear that he wants to win. So it's not going to be like, probably won't be the Jazz, for example, a team that is not going to be able to deliver wins probably in his prime here, where he's already 30, right? Not that he's nearing the end. He's still got many good years ahead of him. But the Jazz are the ones who probably need time to figure out what the heck they're doing. So just an example, there's bad teams that just can't. Yes, they might have the pieces to make a trade happen, like assets, I should say. But he's got to want to
play there. Yeah, he wants to play there.
And I've also been hearing OKC is a potential place just because they have so many assets still. Yeah. They could make it happen. They'd have to let go of some players that are a part of making them great right now, but we're talking Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. That's like it's the Greek freak right there. So I would understand any of these even higher end teams making it happen because he is that guy. So, and he's he's won before, and he's proven he can dominate every single year.
It's never been his fault that they're losing, man. I mean, in that series, he was averaging like 30 something. I mean, just every night, triple doubles, you name it. Like he was just going off. He's just a one-man band there. And they don't have anything, man. I mean, Damian Lillard's going to have to come back from that scary injury. And you never know how that's going to be. I think I said it, like they had one pick in till 2031 or something like this, something crazy, or maybe it was
Wow.
29. I can't remember, but they, like you said, they traded everything to get people around Giannis, and they won a championship, so they got that done. Like
Yeah.
awesome, they had this success, they climbed the mountain, but it's just really doesn't look like they could make it back there. I mean, I didn't. I picked the Pacers. I felt pretty confident in that series, but I didn't even expect them to be that bad, that poorly performing. So, and yeah,
Yep.
only guy on their team that's playing is Giannis. So it's not his fault wherever he goes. I like those. I like the Thunder and the Rockets out of the teams that you mentioned, man. I think
Yeah.
they got some young guards. I think that would pair well with Giannis. San Antonio would be crazy, but that is just so much size offensively. I'm like,
They play differently though. I mean, you got to think
yeah.
Victor is someone who's going to spread the floor on offense, where
Mhm.
and that's what Giannis needs. He needs shooters around him. So I don't
Yep.
see Victor necessarily as a negative on his offensive game. Um, and yeah, they're going to clog up the paint big time
Oh yeah.
defensively. I really think that I can see where you're coming from. It might be kind of a weird fit, but it's something.
Still.
I wish Popovich was still there, right? He would have a heyday, but
El Jefe.
El Jefe right there. But yeah, I could see any of those teams working out. Given the trade works out right, and you don't have to give up too much, because Giannis is going to be one of those guys that he's gonna command multiple first rounds and
Yep.
multiple good players. Good,
Yeah.
like we're not talking just like role players. You're gonna have to
No,
give up
yeah, you might
someone
have to get rid of like
special.
Holmgren,
Yes,
Jalen Williams with an E or
one
something.
of the
Yeah.
Jalen Williams,
Yep.
and probably Chet. Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
4 first rounds.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're gonna just easily get this guy with the with your role
Yeah,
players.
and that could
So
just be perfect for both. Like you said, they need to rebuild, so they need to start getting those picks and cashing
yeah,
in on that stuff.
I actually missed a storyline with this as well. Pelicans actually own a bunch of the Bucks first rounders in the coming
Oh,
years, and Pelicans are in hell right now too. Is
yeah.
there a world where they just give them their first rounders back, they get Giannis, and suddenly Zion has something to play
Oh,
for? I I think that they're a
ooh.
deep enough team where they could make something happen, and they do have desirable picks, the Bucks picks. So that was a pretty interesting thought as well, and a team that could put together something, I think,
Yeah,
to actually trade for him. So I mean, hey,
I
that
wouldn't
would be
mind that.
interesting. And
I
but
wouldn't
that's
mind that at
another.
all.
I don't know. That's almost a worse fit than Victor Zion, because he does love getting to the rim.
Yeah.
And Houston also loves getting to the rim. These teams, it's weird because the teams that like have the best opportunity to make a trade maybe don't fit the style right
Mhm,
now.
yeah.
But it's going to be a very interesting story for the coming months. Probably, I'm sure it won't happen too soon. But
Yeah, I would expect it to be a storyline all summer long, but, yeah, I
yeah,
like that. I like that move. I mean, I want Zion out of New Orleans so bad. I mean, I just
he's in
that's a
hell
talk about
down
a
there.
perfect terrible marriage, I guess, the least perfect you could have, but
Yeah.
yeah, and get him a fresh start, but then, yeah, is that a team that's competitive enough for Giannis? I mean, they have some, high picks and everything. They might be able to do something, but, nah, I wonder. But,
Giannis makes almost any team, if you just plug him right in, a fringe playoff team
yeah.
or a playoff team. Even if you put him on one of the worst teams in the league right now, put him on the
Mhm.
Wizards. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe the exception is the Wizards,
Yeah.
which
Might
is not
be.
uncommon. But any other team, I think you plug and play him, and you're suddenly
Ooh.
pushing playoffs.
What about Charlotte? Him
I
and
think with
LaMelo?
Yeah, you got Lamelo. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that's a good pairing. I think that's something. I don't know if they had the right opportunity to try and make a move for Giannis, but that team, another team that's just been lost,
Yeah. I mean, you
so
could give up
lost.
whatever, I think they are locked into a top 5 pick as well. You're gonna
Yeah.
have at least that. They got a
Well, they're
bunch of young
they're
guys
um
too.
they're tied with us, right, for the top three.
Yep,
Or the three teams with 14% chance to get number one.
correct. Now they're
But
introducing everybody. Montez Buzelis is there for the Bulls, the guy
wish we
that
took him.
the Brest Jazz fan wanted all last season.
If we could have taken him over Cody Williams, all of a sudden we drafted so well. Oh my gosh, that would have been a really good draft actually. But
That would have been.
because Montas really turned it up, and especially later in the season after
Yeah.
they dealt Levine and stuff, he kind of had
Mhm.
a role. And he was, dude, he can shoot, he can move. He's like he's a pretty dynamic guard. I'm sad, honestly, in hindsight, And honestly, I thought we were getting him based on all the storyline around it. So I cannot believe the
It
result.
seemed like it, yeah, but
Because we
nope, we
got
got Cody Williams, who the Jazz would have taken number 1, is what the reports
right.
were. Even
I would
if
if we took him number 1, I would.
Oh.
I'm not here on this podcast right now.
Oh boy. Well, before let's steer away from the things that make you want to end it all. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs, man, because it is still going on electrically. Let's start with some games that are actually going to happen tonight. Oh, speaking of, Zion is in attendance for the
Ooh.
Pelicans, who have a 12.1% chance. Looking a little jacked, but he looks pretty good there. Maybe the shirt's
That's an
flattering,
employee. That's an employee that has been really working hard.
Yes, it is. Hopefully they end up disappointed tonight. But yeah, like I said, we got a couple of games actually going on tonight too. The playoffs is still going on. Couple of game 4s. Let's start with the Celtics and the Knicks, man. Wow. We talked about their first game where the freaking Celtics lose to the Knicks, give up a 20-point lead.
Ashley
And-
Smith is our representative for Utah Jazz.
Is he? I missed it.
It's
Ryan Smith?
Ryan Smith's wife, Ashley.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And the Pelicans have Zion Williamson. Like, what? It doesn't
so
feel
random
like
who they picked.
any of this makes sense. Maybe this is why I've never watched the lottery. What the hell are we doing? What's Ashley gonna do, man?
Oh, here we go. We got
Word?
someone walking up to the stage.
Okay, maybe I'm talking too much shit. All right.
God, the Jazz come off first. Get the 14th pick. No, I'm just kidding.
This stream immediately end at number 5 if that happens. I'm walking out this door right here. I'm not coming back. So that's not happening. I'm not even worried about that.
Nope. We're locked into the top 5, like we said. So we're 14th pick to the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, they're moving. This is
wow.
Okay, hold
on. Are we just gonna roll it up? Holy shit.
13
to
the Hawks? Okay. Dude, I didn't know it was this quick.
I know. I thought it would be kind of like breaking in between. Where are the lottery balls, man? How do we even know? Chicago with 12. Pozelis looks amazingly excited about that. 11 to the Blazers.
Oh, baby.
Now we get to the top 10. Who will have the 10th
the Spurs
pick?
Cooper Flag storyline already over. Thank God.
Done. Houston Rockets go up to number 10.
That's not bad for them after a good season.
All right. And that's, I think, a traded pick they got from somebody. Raptors. Oh, and we need Symes. 76ers need to keep their pick 1 to 6, or it goes to OKC if they
correct.
Out. Oh,
dude, if that's a huge thing right here. 76ers are sweating.
Number 8. Brooklyn Nets. Wait, why are the
dude,
Mavericks
if this goes to the
Spurs?
Sixers right here, bro.
New Orleans Pelicans to 7. Ooh.
Oh, that hurts.
Why are the Mavericks and Spurs in top 4 picks? And the Spurs are 14th. Washington at 6. Did they have protected? Or is it because we were the lowest?
Wait. Oh my God.
76ers top 4
This
pick.
cannot be the Jazz. Do not be. No!
What? No! Oh my God. The Sixers are going to fucking get him, bro. Oh man.
Dude, the Mavs.
What if Dallas? Oh my God. Fuck.
Oh, Cooper's looking pretty. I can't tell. He had a face on right there.
Too excited there.
Oh.
God damn it. I'm already getting yelled at for yelling, but fucking pissed. How do we go all the way to 5? Oh, we can't go lower than 5, but that's the lowest we could have gone, and we fucking got it. Damn it. How fucking stupid, dude.
I'm actually at a loss for words.
Huh. Man.
So we're trading up for that.
So we're
right?
trading for it. Yep. So we're trading the 5 pick and 5 first rounders.
Dude, that was the
and-
worst possible case.
Wow. Of course, man. Of course. Shout out Jazz
I
fans.
yelled. Oh my god, that I was. Oh
Did you get texted too?
no, but I did
Oh.
yell. I'm clear.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta. Oh my.
Fucking hell, dude.
We gotta have a moment of silence.
Yes, moment of silence for Jazz fans, all of Jazz Nation.
Representing Utah is co-owner.
Oh my god.
He's not happy, folks. We're not happy.
Dude, that is the worst possible case after the. This is why I never wanted to tank.
Yep.
God fucking damn it. Ah,
So I almost like, I don't know. I'm almost pissed at the lottery. Like
I was
like
predicting at least top 3, like for sure. I really just didn't think it would happen, you know? What?
Top 5 kind of, yeah, like I don't know. I haven't been hearing like 5 names like we mentioned those other guys. So we not getting them at 5 either. I mean, this is just so fucking stupid, dude. Damn it.
The Sixers are gonna be in the top 4.
Oh my gosh. And shout out our boy Philly Syme. He's enjoying some Philly sports right now. I think he got some free tickets to the Phillies game. Would be legendary if he missed the
Dude,
76.
he would have loved that moment.
Pick.
He would have
Oh
loved
my
that moment
God.
right there. That would have gone down in history for him if he was here. Hey,
Oh,
at least we're not getting our balls busted at the same time.
yeah, right. At least we can just at least we can be in pain together and just eat it on our
Well,
own.
I did say that if they get number 5, I would be walking out this door. So
Oh,
it was nice knowing
no.
y'all. It was a
We
great
lost
night.
Sean.
I'm so glad that we all got together.
Rest in peace. Damn it.
See y'all later.
See you, Sean. Oh, damn it, folks. I'm with him. I am at a loss for words as well. This is so dumb. I mean, Jazz fans, this is just what we live with, man. We're never get the right thing. I mean, we were in like purgatory for all those years where we couldn't get past the second round. Then we do even worse purgatory where we fucking like don't tank, but then tank, and now we successfully tanked into the 5th pick. I mean, this is fucking stupid. I want to cry. I really do want to cry.
This calls for a drink, boys.
Pour one out for our fallen Jazz
I only came back because
fans.
I just couldn't let Kyle down. Only reason I'm back.
Well, I love you, man. Thank you for doing that
Oh.
for me. But yeah.
Well,
Well,
we've been let down by the Jazz. Well, it's not their fault, but oh,
I was just talking about it, man. We just been in like when we were at our best in recent years. That was Donovan Rudy's prime with us. We just couldn't get past the second round. We were in purgatory there, and we basically knew almost every second round we were in that we were going to freaking lose. And then we go into even worse purgatory where we try to win and then suck or start to tank in the late of the season, so we don't have this chance to have a number 1 pick that we don't even get anyways when we do fully tank. So like,
yeah.
what now, man? If
So wait,
somehow
so the Spurs
Jazz
had
can
2
pull
top
this
15
off,
picks, huh?
that's
why.
that must be it. Yeah.
So the Spurs actually, I was incorrect with my statement earlier. They actually might do what I said. Dude, okay. Anyways, well,
This can
I
be
did
hilarious.
pour up a drink. I'm serious. This is to a year of pain and many more years of pain.
Cheers to you, brother. Cheers to that. Well, I think we're gonna start to Hornets number 4. Oh my God, dude! If Dallas gets him after the year they've had, 76ers
Sixers
number
got
3.
That's good though.
Oh man, what if it's the fucking Spurs.
Oh, dude, this is so rigged. Oh, I'm pissed. No.
The Mavs. The Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, get the number 1 pick and Cooper Flag. If we cannot trade for him,
Are you?
how? He did not look excited at all to go to Dallas. By the way,
dude, this is. Are you? Come on, this is what everyone said was going to happen too. This is so rigged. After they trade Luka to the Lakers for chump change back. No offense, AD, you're great.
Yep.
Now they get the number 1 pick. Of course they did.
Lowest odds to win the lottery, 1.8% chance. They had a 1.8% fucking chance. 4th lowest of all time.
I'm not watching that shit ever again.
How do the basketball gods let that happen? How does Nico Harris fuck over one of the best players in the NBA in one of the worst ways, and you get the number 1 pick? Trade away one amazing white boy for another? Are you fucking kidding me? Maybe he'll make another stupid trade and give us Cooper Flag. We can only count on Nico to do that. Wow, bro. I don't even.
This hurts so bad, man. Oh, I hate the Jazz.
I hate them too, man. This is
all I know is pain. All I know is pain being a Utah Jazz fan, man. All I've ever known. Dude, last time we had a top pick, you know who we picked anyways? Fucking Dante Exum. Stupid ass. I don't know, man.
Oh my goodness, yes, that is the last time we had that. I think the 5th pick or whatever.
I don't know if that was the last time. Was it the last time we had a top end pick? Other than what we had last year.
I think I remember Cantor was like the 3rd pick when we got him. So
was that before Dante?
That was before Dante, I think. Yeah,
could have been like 2011 or so.
We're just,
dude. I'm not gonna lie.
So great at drafting.
He looked more and more concerned as the night went on. Cooper did. I think that one of those names that went out, maybe us, was who he thought he was going to. Because he seemed concerned when they said, okay, here's the top 4 that after they went to break, basically.
Yeah.
He looked very concerned and like almost white in the face. Like,
I'm sure I have it muted, but I'm sure he's, complaining, saying he really wanted to go to Utah. And
yep, that's exactly what he said right there.
Things work with Dallas, I guess, or he maybe made a public plea, to ask Ryan Smith, please trade for me. I'll take a pay cut for you guys even. And I just want to play for Utah. So I think we can only assume that's what he's saying. I guess we'll have to check it out after.
I know
one more for our fallen Jazz brethren.
Yeah.
Let's get on to this NBA playoffs, man. Let's try to distract ourselves and forget about this and have another terrible season. I mean, I don't even know. What do we try to do now? I mean, if let's say we don't trade for him, we get the 5th pick and we get whoever.
We're not trading for him. From 5 especially, it's one thing if it's 3-1, 2-1. Danny Ainge actually did that, by the way. He had the number 1 pick, went down to 3, and got Jason Tatum.
Yep.
He's done it before. I mean, this might just mean that we drop again. He might try and just get assets out of our 5th pick. Because I don't know. I guess we'll see what they want, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm actually like, this has been my fear from day one. Like, that's crazy. And it took me so long to come around to the idea of let's just lose.
Yep.
And then exactly what I didn't want to have happens. Like, we're just, I don't know. It just feels rigged. This feels really rigged. This feels super rigged this year. I mean, it could have been any other team probably would have made me happier. Maybe not the Sixers. No.
Yeah, I think if the Sixers got them, I would have been pissed.
Sixers would have maybe pissed me off slightly more. Spurs would have been really funny because that's been a joke going around with Victor already being on the team. They just had Rookie of the Year and Stephen Castle, and then you get the prospect Rookie of the Year. Like,
you get 2 of those guys that I was talking about too, like the whatever you call it, the guys that are that high up, that high of a prospect, and Wemby, Zion, and Cooper Flag, and you get 2 of them. And then the Pelicans, bro. The Pelicans had a
They got
12.5% chance.
fucked.
We had a 14% chance. The Wizards had a 14% chance, and we go 5, 6, and 7. Like, that's insane. Like, and you know what? You're right, man. Like, it's not like we were arguing about this, but we had been on different sides of this where I've just been like, dude, we just need to tank. Like, there's no point, like, in being in that purgatory. But now, like, now what? Like,
We improved by 4 picks from last year with the worst season we've ever had. That's all we got out of it, And last year we botched our number 9 pick. So hopefully 5 is high enough that it's impossible to fucking botch it. Oh, this is like, dude, I'm like hot. It's like hot in this room now. Like I gotta crack a window or something, dude. Dude,
yeah, your face is fuming, man. You got some smoke coming out of your ears. I can see it leaping through. I am too, but we had to move along. We got the Celtics and Knicks tipping off here in just any minute, right into playoff basketball right after the lottery, man. It's crazy, like you said, but yeah, let's talk about that series, man, because it is not going the way we thought. Knicks are leading this series right now, 2-1. So we talked about that first game where they blew the lead. And then the second game, they did the same exact thing and blew up another 20-point lead and lost the game 91-90.
Yep.
And with Mikal Bridges coming in clutch in the fourth quarter, I think he had all of his 14 points in the fourth quarter, or was it the second half? Either way, pretty impressive. And then nothing more impressive than his block there at the end. And then, yeah. So Celtics have just been struggling mightily. It was a game one that they missed the most 3-pointers ever. Went 15 for 60, missed 45 threes, and are just sticking to it, man. Obviously, and then they have been struggling having Kristaps Porzingis on the floor. So I mentioned that last time when he only played 13 minutes. Apparently, he's been dealing with a sickness since March, and it has not gone away. He's trying to do everything. The doctors can't even diagnose him with anything, which is freaking wild. They don't even know, but he is back on the court and looking okay, but he's just kind of got to deal with it, roll with it. But it's not all over. Celtics, they did finally start cashing in those threes on game 3 and it did not blow a 20-point lead. They crushed the Knicks 115-93. So the series is looking interesting. We're in tip-off here for game 4 in New York. Just to remind everybody of the picks, I had Celtics in 5, so did Sime. You and Sean, or you and Feist. I feel like I do that every time.
I do look a lot like Feist.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. The hair,
I understand the confusion.
Anyways, I'm almost rooting for the Knicks to win at this point because I think you two are in the lead, so you would share the tiebreaker there for more points. So I would lose less points to you if the Knicks won. But yeah, it could shape up for a 6-7 game series here if the C's can start to keep making their threes, because I think we still believe that they're the better team top to bottom. But Knicks aren't any joke, dude. They got dogs. They got 5 dogs that they play, maybe 6 if Thibodeau's feeling a little frisky that day. But yeah, they got dogs. Obviously, the clutchest player in the NBA, in Jalen Brunson, who's shown it. So yeah, man, this has been an exciting series. I think obviously a lot more exciting than any of us gave it credit for. Well, maybe you and Feist can get it accurate, but these Knicks are for real.
I would say I'm impressed by them stealing 2 home games to start. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of been the theme in this round of not winning at home. There's been a lot of home games that have been dropped by. I think every single series has had at least one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We'll get more into that in other series. But I think the Knicks came out hot. I think the Celtics might have been complacent because they have been so good. Maybe they thought that they were just going to win and they could just keep chucking threes all night and eventually they're going to go in, which to an extent, I understand the philosophy.
Yeah.
But also, you could have maybe made some adjustments. This isn't falling. Let's try and get into the paint a little bit more here, or let's just shake it up. And they couldn't make it happen, drop a huge lead. And it was 20 points as well in the first game. It was both games, 20-point games.
20-point leads.
Yeah, they just stuck to their script and didn't.
Pretty sure second half 20-point leads too. They blew those leads late. Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, I still believe in my pick, honestly. I don't think it could go to 7, obviously. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the Celtics by any means are screwed. They came back, won that game pretty handily in game 3. Um, I see them bringing it back together and maybe either A, sticking to their script and yeah, the threes continue to fall, or B, they have to make adjustments. And
Oh
they
yeah.
haven't really adjusted much yet, and they won.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I still see the Celtics winning this series, but I'm impressed by the Knicks. And deep down, I think I would kind of love seeing the Knicks win because Boston is everyone's favorite, I think, coming out of the
Yeah,
East.
right.
It would be awesome to see the Knicks make that happen. I like their players. They play hard and they have to play 45 minutes a night or
Yeah,
more. So
they certainly do.
they kind of deserve it. Mikal Bridges has been clutch as they come, actually, in the
Mhm.
clutch in this series specifically, having some great defensive plays, offensive plays. Um, it's been a fun series, man. Not the series I necessarily predicted after 3 games going on 4 tonight.
Yeah. Nope, definitely not me either, man. And we're starting to look, I'm getting a little worried about all our picks because I'm starting to look pretty similar to last year where we all picked the same teams
Uh,
and a lot of
and we're all
surprising things are
wrong.
happening. But yeah, like you said, I think Boston is still gonna take
We'll
it.
see. Yeah,
If
we'll
they
see.
can steal another one, especially tonight, go back to Boston, get back home court advantage, that'll definitely make a difference. Knicks
That'd
fans
be
are getting cocky, man. those videos that have been coming out of the post game have been awesome to see. But yeah, speaking of adjustments, you like you were talking about, I think a big one is Jason Tatum being the player that he is. I mean, he's 6'9", and he's getting a lot of switches. Like if a lot of people are talking about it, shitting on him for not taking it inside. Like when he's got Jalen Brunson, who's 6'2" and however many pounds, lighter than him and not using his advantage, instead just taking a step back three or
And
chucking
low
up
scoring
something
games too.
crazy.
I mean, we're not talking 140-point regular season games. We're talking 92 points. Those 2 point, if you go up and get a layup on Jalen Brunson, it matters. It really
Yeah.
matters in the
Yep.
playoffs, man.
Yeah. Especially, yeah,
So
these low scoring games, these defensive games, anything
yeah,
you can get. Oh man. I just noticed, shout out our boy Wes. He commented in the chat. How did the Jazz get the 5th pick with some laughing emojis? Oh, God damn it! You're a Jazz fan too, Wes. Or are you switching back to the Clippers now? Maybe, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. But anyways,
actually,
getting
anybody who's the fan of the Clippers is totally fucking lost. Let's be real. Name one time the Clippers have done
Oh my
anything.
goodness, Kawhi's been there for how long, and they haven't won anything of significance. But
Dude, to be fair, that was an epic first round series between the Clippers and
oh
Denver.
yeah, oh yeah, I thought they were getting it, man. I believed in them this year. They look better, but then James
Playoffs
Harden, Game
came.
7 Harden
Clippers in
strikes
general in
again.
the playoffs. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's almost criminal that they haven't won a championship with some of the teams they've had.
Yes, very, and not even like competed for one. They haven't gotten close in I don't know how long, but they're actually their history. I'm pretty sure.
Hey,
So
shout out the live watchers though. I'm glad
yeah,
Wes is in here enjoying our pain.
yeah. Hopefully our our pain is at least entertaining to you folks. But let's
No.
get back to the playoffs, man. Yeah, that Knicks series, Knicks leading 2-1 after that block. I mean, that another thing too, like Jason Tatum taking that shot, even if it wasn't going to
Mm.
get blocked, he was like triple teamed again. Step back, fade away, spin around. Like what are you doing? But
Throw it to Mikal Bridges. That's
gosh,
the guaranteed way to not score. That
yep,
is the guaranteed way.
exactly, man. He's one of those guys, man. Like it's interesting. Like when the playoffs come around, I mean, like he didn't win, finals MVP last year. Like, and he very underperformed in a lot of games. It seems like he kind of does that, and a lot of people, don't respect him because of how he doesn't show up like this, especially when he does all the cheesy Kobe
Oh
things,
yeah.
wears the same exact wristband, all that good stuff. But
Peyton Pritchard bailed him out last time too, man. He was their leading scorer in their win anyway.
yeah.
Jason Tatum was 1 point behind him, but you still let Peyton Pritchard be your leading scorer, brother.
Yeah.
And hey, I actually prefer Jaylen Brown to Tatum, but he is susceptible to the same thing, like overly confident but underperforming. He did win the Finals MVP last year, so to be fair, he did show up. But I feel like this year I'm seeing complacency in some of the stars, so
Yeah,
it's interesting
I would agree. They're kind of relying just on, yeah,
how
like the
deep they are, how
system
great they've
and
been.
yep.
I don't blame them. Maybe they're feeling so confident. They're saying we're saving ourselves for the deep run, or
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's been interesting to see how they've responded to the Knicks because I don't know if I've seen a response necessarily. They just actually won game 3.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But let's move along to another surprising series in the Eastern Conference, the Cavs versus Pacers. So that was the first game, I believe, of the second round, which we already talked about last time. Get with the Pacers getting that game
Yep.
one win. And then in game two, dude, I mean, I wanted to go back and find that clip, but
Mm.
I said like the more I'm talking about it, Donovan's gonna have to have some 50-point superhero performance without, if they didn't have Mobley, Garland, and Hunter, which they did not have any of those guys for game two.
Yep.
And Donovan did exactly that. He almost outscored the Pacers himself in the first quarter. Nasty, nasty poster on Siakam there.
Mm.
And they got up a pretty big lead, got up to 20 points, and they blew it to Tyrese Halliburton with a wrist injury that he was able to play through and get a game winner off his own missed free throw, got his own rebound, and had a 1 second left, no timeouts for the Cavs. Did the big ball selly on all of Cleveland.
No fine. No fine.
No fine for him, though, which is like what Tyrese Halliburton literally showed us his big nuts, and that doesn't get a fine. But Ant talks about having a big dick, and he gets fined. What is this? What is this?
It's
Ant
so
just
fun.
used words.
I watched that game winner live. I was with my
Oh.
family. It was on Tuesday of last week, and yeah, I was with my family, and I'm like hyping it up. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm kind of rooting for the Cavs. You know, they got Donovan. Not to be a homer,
Mhm.
they got
Yep,
Donovan.
yep.
You know, and I was like really impressed. He was playing so good all night. I was like, "Phew, this guy, man, I miss him on the Jazz. Couldn't propel them to victory. Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, dude, he's been so clutch. He's been
Oh
so
man,
clutch, and he just
what
got
a dog!
getting voted overrated. Might have been the best thing that could have happened to that man going into the playoffs.
Definitely.
To be fair, he's played. I mean, I think he's just had a unsung season. Honestly, the Pacers as a whole
Yeah.
kind of had an unsung season with that late. I mean, they played amazing after January 1st, as we already have talked about. Dude, the Pacers just continue to overperform. Super clutch in these playoffs. That shot was amazing by Tyrese after rebounding his own missed free throw to make that happen.
Dude, yeah, that was insane. Like I saw the stat that he is the only player in the last 20 years to do that. To miss his own free throw, hit the game-winning three-pointer in the last 15 seconds of a game. That's playoffs or regular season. Man, and it was just so improbable too. They were up 7. The Cavs, that is, were up 7 with 48 seconds left in that game. And throwing it back to this first series, Bucks were up 7 with 40 seconds left. And it's like I think that there are only 2 times that a team has come back from 7 points or more
Wow.
with 48 seconds or like less than 50 seconds, and they're both the Pacers this year, which
Wow.
is just insane. Since I guess since 97-98 season, but yeah, man, it is crazy, and they get 2 in Cleveland, and then in game 3, Cavs get all their boys back. Don had another crazy dunk attempt, but then readjusted midair. I don't know why he went for a dunk. I was not getting that one, but it didn't matter. He's so
On the patented spin move. Oh,
so
good.
good. Drops another 43 points in this game, and they get their 1 win in this series so far, 126-104, because game 4 comes, and boy, it was just over from the start. I mean, in the second quarter, the Pacers outscored them 42-16.
Mm.
And yeah, never look back. They win 129-109 and are now 1 game away for a repeat appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals, man. Both years, nobody's talking about them. Both years, everybody's just discounting them, picking against them. I mean, all four of us did. Simon Fice had Cavs in 5. Me and you had Cavs in 6.
Oopsie.
Gonna need a 7-game series if any of us get points. But
Oopsie.
man, this is surprising, dude. I
Nah,
certainly put some belief in the Pacers. I didn't think it would be like a no chance a sweep or gentleman's sweep, but still discredited the Pacers, man. They are balling, big balling, in fact.
oh yeah, he'll let you know. I think that I mean, something specifically we didn't talk about. I mean, you said it was like never a game, but yeah, they had a 40-point lead at half, and then Donovan goes down with I think they called
Yes.
it an ankle injury
Mhm.
when he's been struggling with a calf, and you saw what he was doing out there, and I don't think it's his ankle. I think his calf is aggravated again, unfortunately.
Ooh.
They're screwed without Donovan. Donovan was averaging 40 points per game in this series going into game 4. After 3 games, he averaged 40 points per game.
Jeez.
Is that not the most disgusting thing ever? I mean, it was like, I mean, you said it. It would be up to him to win. And you were absolutely right. He is the only person that's there often in some games because there's been people injured, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And game 2 is a heartbreaker for them because Donovan basically won that game for them until actually Tyrese won that game. I mean
Seriously.
that was this series has been very interesting. Pacers just overperforming I mean overperforming to
It,
them. Maybe they
it,
knew.
yeah.
It's us that I mean, and it's not just us. There's a lot of people that would have that have picked the Cavs because Cavs
Mhm.
looked so incredible this season. Um, they're in trouble, man. I mean, they've got to come back from a 3-1 deficit. We've only seen it so many times. And yeah, we don't even know if Donovan's going to play next game. He's
Gosh.
always, I mean, I saw something today. Donovan is if they don't win this series, he will be it'll be 8 times that he has been in the playoffs but not made it to the the conference finals.
Yeah.
8 times
Never.
now.
And that's all 8 years of his career, right? He's made the playoffs every year.
Yeah, he makes them every
Wow.
year, man.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
Performs in them too, man. I mean, like I feel like he's been a
he
little more
Oh yeah,
consistent too
that's
than he
another thing.
normally is.
No, he's like I mean, I would argue again one of he elevates his game
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
playoffs. He's I saw a stat recently. He's like number 5 in points per game performers
Mhm.
in the playoffs, behind people like Larry Bird and like Michael Jordan. Absolute greats in the game, and he's number
Yeah.
5 in that list. I wish I knew all 5 right now, but yeah, it's seriously he's number 5 in points per game scoring in the playoffs, but he can't seem to ever bring it together to get deep
Mm.
into the playoffs. He's a
Yeah,
second
maybe
round
that's
king.
why he's in there because lower sample size than a lot of these guys.
That is, I mean, that is true, but I mean, also
Nah,
too,
just
I mean, he's
totally
averaging
kidding.
over 30 points per game. I mean, yeah, the numbers in the 30s that he's averaged in the playoff series.
And like you said,
That's
40 before like game 3
excellent,
or whatever, like the way he's come out. Sad to
excellent.
say, man. Yeah, it could easily be a
It's
gentleman's sweep
over.
for the Pacers, dude. I
I mean, if
mean,
Donovan doesn't play, it's over. It's
oh yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I mean, it's 100% over game 5 probably. If he comes back and can play and at 100%, they have a chance to win a couple more games. Maybe it's just hard to believe that they can bring back that 3-1 though. I don't think they've been great. I don't think they're that great with how great the Pacers are playing.
Literally, yeah. I mean, oh, you wonder. Sometimes it's always that argument. I mean, I don't think you can do anything different than they did. You got to win. You got to go get that 1 seed when you can. But like a lot of times, just these injuries, man. Like they talked about
Mhm.
with the 73-9 Warriors when they didn't need to win all those games, but obviously go for the record and do that. And they're 1 game away from winning the championship. That's that year. But a
Right.
lot of people, whoa, 73-9. They went too hard trying to get this, but. Yeah, the Cavs are definitely dealing with it. I mean, yeah, like we said, having those 3 guys out and Mobley, Hunter, and Garland. Garland's been out since like midway in the first round, right? Like he was gone pretty early in the first round, and
Yeah.
now
Lots of
your
injuries, man.
best play. So you're like 3 of your 4 best players are out. Now your best player is going to be out. Like
And that no
It's
excuses,
disappointing for
right?
Cleveland.
But they just always, I mean, even last year, Donovan didn't play the final 2 games with injury at calf again. I think he ends up just working so hard out there to try and win games as a guy who plays so hard in the playoffs that it
Yeah,
happens. But
yeah.
it sucks to
Unfortunate,
see
man, but
injuries maybe
hey, these
dictate a series, but I don't know
yeah.
if that's necessarily it. The Pacers
No.
are
Mhm.
playing that great.
I wanted to say that as well. Yes, exactly. Like I don't think that that's the reason
Right.
they're losing. Definitely affects it, no doubt, just like everybody, every series, every major player injury like this, but I still think the Pacers could easily be up 3-1 if all four of those guys have been playing all year. So, I don't know, man. It is definitely an exciting series. It's awesome for Indiana. I think that, whoever they end up against in the Eastern Conference Finals, even if it's Boston, I think they have a legit chance to win it. I'll say, like, I think they're not just going to get rolled over. I mean, they're deep as hell. They got a great team. Rick Carlisle is coaching up those boys. They seem to be
Yeah.
playing well. Tyrese Halliburton is like historically efficient and making the right play and stuff like that. And he's not just a scorer. They got Turner. What's his name? That was kind of a bust for a while, but Obi Toppin, yeah. Obi
Mm.
Toppin for the Pacers. He's been really good for them. I think coming off the bench. They just got a bunch of dogs, man.
They're deep.
Turner, obviously, yeah.
They're just so deep, man. They're really playing so well from top to bottom. And yeah, they're deep. They've got I mean, they have a real shot to try and make themselves a legit contender to make it to the finals, man. Which
I think
have
so.
I haven't even picked them yet. I thought they were losing in the first round. I've totally missed on the Pacers. I must admit I've totally missed on the Pacers. Um, they're
It's
playing
hard to
great.
say, man.
That's it. I've said it how many times? They're playing great.
Yeah.
There's nothing to even say negative. It feels like they are playing top to bottom great.
Yes, they are.
That's and at the right timing. Whew, let's go.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
you were talking
awesome.
about it earlier where yeah, they had that slow start. I heard today too. I didn't even realize like Halliburton wasn't an all-star because he had
Mm,
like a slow start to the season and crazy to think about that now watching what he's doing that Halliburton wasn't an
overrated.
all-star. Overrated, man.
Best
What did he
best
say
thing that could
after the
happen.
big balls
Overrate
game
that.
winner? Yeah, overrate
Overrate.
that. It's like,
It's true though, dude,
dog, there
because
you go.
he's been so clutch.
Oh
Like,
yeah, man.
I mean, he's had 2 game winners in this playoffs, right? 2 game
Yep.
winners, and so is Aaron Gordon. Serious clutch performing going on out of some of these boys this year.
Some crazy clutch performing going on. But let's move along to the Western Conference. Let's talk about probably the most important injury in this playoffs. Stephen Curry going
Mm.
down in the second quarter of it was game one, right? That he went down.
Am I
Yeah,
forgetting? I
yeah,
think
yeah.
so. Yeah,
It was
yeah. It was
game
game 1.
one in the
It
second
was.
quarter. He goes down with that hamstring strain, kind of a non-contact, and I saw they were saying that this is the first time he's ever had a hamstring strain in
I
his
heard that
entire
too.
career, which is
Surprising.
crazy to think about. How long he's been playing and the way he plays that he's never had a hamstring injury like that. But
I know.
he's gonna be out at least a week, which is
Ouch.
nuts, dude. I did hear that a big thing is there's a 4-day break between game 5 and game 6. I think they're like it's weird scheduling with I think their arena or something. Like they might have WNBA games like kind of starting up. It's weird that it would be affected for the NBA playoffs, I think is what I heard, but still that would be huge for Steph because that is the first game that I think he has a chance to come back in. So that extra 4 days rest would definitely help. But they're gonna have to make it there right now. They did end up winning that game one though. Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield were their own Batman Robin thing. They won 99-88. And then Chris Finch went off on just about everybody, including Ant, calling out his leadership and his energy in game one, which
Hmm.
wow, I don't know.
I hadn't
I
heard
don't know
about
the
that.
mind. Yeah, I don't
Really?
know the mindset there, why you would do that.
I really hadn't heard that. That's interesting to me.
It doesn't seem like Ant has. I haven't heard Ant's response. I haven't heard anybody ask him about that. Doesn't seem like it upset him too much. But that's a wild thing to say in the middle of a run publicly like that. But maybe Ant's the type of guy. I mean, he's a dog. Maybe he's the type of guy that uses that in a positive way. And like, all right,
Well,
coach, like I'll show you my leadership. I'll show you my energy.
I
He's
I think I trust Finch to make that call and know his
yeah.
team. I think especially I discounted them a little bit with thinking that that they would get outcoached in the first round, and
Yeah.
he totally outcoached JJ Redick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe that he knows what he needs to do for his team probably. And there, I hadn't even heard that. This is the first I've heard that, Kyle. That's an
Yeah,
interesting
it
thing to
was
be
an
saying.
interesting interview for
Especially
sure.
when I feel like that's like I mean, it is calling out your players, and I just don't think that they necessarily.
Well, the last coach we saw do that got his ass fired real quick. You
I
know what I
know,
mean?
like
Like,
I'm surprised by that, but I mean, obviously, it hasn't really affected them. I mean,
no.
I guess you'll go forward with how the
Yeah.
series has been going. So
Yeah, definitely. He before I do that, he did also say that like there's been a lot of pushing, shoving, holding, and tackling on Rudy Gobert in this series, and not getting calls for
really,
that. Yeah, I was like,
you don't want him
wow.
at the line anyway.
I mean, what are you really asking for there? But
A one for
yeah.
two trip to the line, is that what you want?
Hey, it's better than Mitchell Robinson, which we've seen the
Oh,
freaking Celtics use the hack a Shaq method on him, like we talked about last time.
very effectively, have they? I mean,
Yeah, someone said like he genuinely doesn't know what's gonna. I was one of the announcers. He's like he genuinely doesn't know what's gonna happen when he goes to the line. He doesn't know how he's gonna shoot it. I mean, it still boggles my mind how bad. Like I get that big guys, are gonna be generally worse. Obviously, at the free throw line, they
I
got
don't know if I
huge
do get
hands,
that.
but the way the NBA is nowadays, like there's so many big guys that are so efficient shooting not only from the free throw line but outside and everything. But obviously, Mitchell Robinson is not that type of player. He's a more traditional, old school type big. That
Big
is just a
body.
body to get, rebounds and defensive stops, but they can't really play him that much because anytime they do, the Celtics can just go to that. But
They make them pay, and
I
they
yeah,
are
you
not
even
afraid to go to it. They go
no,
to it every game. If
yeah,
they're gonna have Mitchell Robinson on the floor, they're gonna go to that
you're gonna get.
hacker Robinson. So
Oh man, but yeah, let's move along. Going on to game two, the Wolves end up crushing them without Steph Curry. Ant did go down in this game as well, and I remember, like, I texted you, like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what is happening in this playoffs?" But
I know too many
he was
injuries.
able to call. He was able to come back, help beat the Warriors 117-93, and a guy we haven't really been talking about yet, Julius Randle, scoring
Mm,
24 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists in this game, near triple double. Um, dude's been balling. I think we talked about it a little bit, but man, it's like until these playoffs, like I remember telling you, I thought that this would be a good trade. It might be a little bit like so where Ant can take the focus, but Randall can be in a more comfortable role, being the number 2 option offensively and not having as much pressure. And it didn't really look like that until these playoffs, man. He's starting to
yeah,
perform. He's showing
yeah.
out.
I think he's performing currently better than Cat did for them last season in the playoffs, probably. And
Yeah.
that's a lot considering prior to that it looked like maybe a miss on their part. I
Mhm.
mean, he's really showing that he is a great player still. He's doing a lot for the team in the playoffs. And I mean, he was doing fine for them in the regular season, but you're comparing I mean, Cat is I mean, you're talking top level players here, and
Mhm.
it's seeing him kind of underperform in the regular season has you questioning that move, but hey, this postseason has been so impressive out of Julius Randle for sure.
Definitely has,
I mean,
man.
every night he's playing well. I mean, this is
Yeah.
like I mean, it's a kind of a breakout, but in this playoffs, it hasn't been a breakout for him. It's like every night.
Yeah. He continued along with that in game 3. He actually did drop a triple double in this game, and the Wolves ended up winning a close one, man. It wasn't a pushover game by any means. They only won by 5, 102-97, coming right down to the wire there.
Yeah.
Um excuse me. Yeah, that was the one, that the Warriors, if they could have got that, they could have had that chance, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now, I mean, yeah, now we go, or I guess tonight's um, still in the Bay. So maybe that, it's not over. They can try to
They
use that
need
home
the
court, play
game
some good defense, get that game. But if you don't, and you go back to Minnesota, I don't know that we have a chance for
without
Steph to
Curry.
make it back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you lose tonight, you're screwed. I think. I think this is probably the most important game for the Warriors in this entire series because you win tonight, you give yourself a chance, you get Curry back. You
Yep,
don't win tonight, you probably lose before you get Curry back. And
I agree.
they
Yeah,
know that they need Curry to win this series. They're just hoping to hold on. And I mean, they're gonna have to play on Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's gonna be a Jimmy Butler night. If the
Buddy
Warriors
Hield's gonna
win,
need to have a huge game as well.
that's
I
also
think
true. Yeah, that's true.
he's gonna
And
need to
he's been
shoot
great this
well.
playoffs. He's been
Yeah.
great this playoffs. But I think you need to see a game where Butler drops at least 30 points and is super engaged with assists as well. I mean, you're gonna have him
hmm He's
dish
gonna have
like
to, bro.
Buddy
He's
and
gonna have
stuff.
to be Batman, or one of them is Batman, Robin,
Someone's
whatever.
got to be Batman tonight. Yeah,
You're gonna need all of them.
and I mean the Batman's on their bench as we know. So yeah, I
Yep.
mean it really is up to Butler. I mean there's other guys on their team that could overachieve and really win them a game. Draymond, Buddy Hield,
Podzimski,
even Pujemski or whatever. Yeah,
Jemski, yeah. I
whoever
can't remember
whoever
his
needs
name.
to be someone needs to be that guy, and I think obviously Butler is the guy to do it. So
Yeah.
he tonight's the night. I really think if they want a chance, it has to be a win tonight in the Bay. And I mean, that's a team that knows what it takes. So I see him. I honestly see him maybe winning this game, man. I
Mm.
maybe a little bold take, but I think they could do it, man.
We'll have to see. Let's stay tuned tonight. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think Ants. I do like going back to them too. I think he just needs to do it more in these playoffs. He is not
consistency in the
necessarily
playoffs,
a
man.
playoff racer. Like
No,
he's
he's
a
not.
dog. He'll have those games, but then he will have just some bad shooting nights. What was it?
He's
Was
been
it the game they
inconsistent.
lost, or maybe it was game
Dallas
2
even.
that he had like 1 point in the first half or something like that? Like he was
You
0
know,
for 9 or something from the field goal
dude, they lost to
range.
Dallas last year because he just couldn't find it in that series, man. Like
Yeah.
he was 40 points or like 0 points, it felt like.
Yep.
And he can't be that guy. He needs to be an every night guy. Um I think he's got it in him. Like we've talked him up a lot. We think he's a dog, a competitor, and he is. But yeah, he's got to find that playoff consistency because so far he hasn't proved that, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Before we finish out this series, did want to talk about a Draymond quote because I believe he got a tech in game 2 where that put him 2 techs away from getting a suspension in this playoff, so 1 game suspension. And on that, he said, I'm sick of the agenda to make me look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous. Draymond,
Wow.
one thing I personally don't
That's
think
a lot
there's
to
any.
take in, first of all. That is a statement, man. That is a statement right there.
My opinion on it is what he is a dog. I think we kind of said like he's a Hall of Famer because of his pestiness, his craziness, if you want to say that. Like I never really viewed him as angry. Like
Yeah.
it's wild. I mean, you say that, and then you put Rudy Gobert in a chokehold, you kick multiple people in the nuts, you stomp on them, you walk on them, you do all these, but at the same time, that's what makes you great at basketball. Like you said, that's what makes you great at what you do is your mindset. You're pesking it like
Oh, and he is all so smart, obviously.
yeah,
He is I mean, he has been a huge part of their championship runs, their dynasty as a team. Um he's like one of the best like small centers
mm-hmm.
because he's a pesky defender. He's pesky in every way possible and also makes the right passes over and over and over, knows how to use the rules to his advantage. Smart basketball player. Huge, like massive IQ for the game.
Yes,
His podcast, I mean, you see it in that too, he knows how the game is played and how it's supposed to be played, and it showed obviously in their greatness over the last 10 years.
yeah.
Yeah, but the statement's so bold. Anyways, I'll let you go on with like where you want to go. It's just like I just want to shout out because he deserves to be shout. He is an
Yeah.
amazing basketball player. Yeah,
I mean, we've been talking, singing his praises the past 2 episodes, and that's crazy.
We were on top of it already.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know, but it's a wild quote. I don't necessarily agree with him in this scenario. I mean,
Yeah.
you get these technical fouls. That's the media is not giving you these technical fouls. Like your reputation is and your actions. I mean, like some of them, yeah, other players could get away with that stuff, but Draymond, you're not that guy. You really are
you
not that guy.
Notorious, as they say.
I know it personally. I mean, hey, I've never been near anything like the type of player he is, but I knew it when I was playing basketball too. Like even just in junior Chaz league, stuff like that. Like I knew I fouled a lot and I knew I was going to get those, I would get called all the time. I remember getting that tech when I ran out of the bench because I knew I didn't foul anybody.
Bro got himself ejected.
Yeah, literally. Oh my! And so I know exactly I do know what that feels like from that sense. Being that type of player, you're gonna have to live with that, man. I mean, you're gonna have that reputation. But, anyways, regardless, like you said, he's a dog. I mean,
yeah.
How old is he? And he just barely lost out on Defensive Player of the Year at his age. You know what I mean?
35 or so. Yeah, he's
gotta
like
be
mid-30s
something
or
like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah, and crazy to be playing that well to almost win Defensive Player of the Year, and a guy who, wins it is young and in his prime right now. Maybe not even reaching his prime. So. Crazy we're doing it again, but yeah, mad respect to Draymond. Just keep doing your thing. Obviously, don't get those 2 more techs. They can't afford to not have you and Steph, but
he's obviously just frustrated, man. He's frustrated, and I understand it. It's a lot. It didn't help that he had to battle with Dillon Brooks in the first series. Matchup made in hell between those two. My God. But yeah, dude. I don't know why it felt like it didn't need to be said necessarily. Like, bro, we know this. We know you're not. We know that you're a great player, and we know that you've got some temper tantrums that you tend to throw. Okay, like I don't know. I don't think he's necessarily denying that either. He's just like, I think he wanted to make a statement like, I'm not just some angry guy all the time. Like I'm a great basketball player. He's just getting tired of the narrative maybe, and tired of getting techs in the playoffs. But like, bro, you gotta also look inward slightly, maybe. Because, yes, you are the enforcer for this team, and you have been maybe one of the best enforcers in the league for 10
in
plus
NBA
years.
history. Like
10 plus years of this now, dude. Like, it's impressive how you, to an extent, carry this team's mentality. Like, he is a dog, and he's vocal with his team and the other team. He's doing he's really doing a lot out there. But yeah, it just felt like a little out of touch with himself to an extent.
Yeah.
Because you don't build up this reputation without, you got to understand how you build this reputation.
How we got here, right? Like the media may be one thing about you. People may have their opinions about you. It's gonna happen.
Arguably, something great about him is that
exactly that's you take that away. You're not a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. He's not a Hall of Famer if he takes that away. So
it's like a good thing in his game technically, but it was just like it was something that didn't have to be said. And
and I can
understand. A bit of a crash out moment.
Him being personally in the heat of it, like they're battling, they're losing, their main guy goes down. And he doesn't want people to, like view him like that. But it's at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, Westbrook kind of had that in his prime. Obviously, like Joe Ingles, I bet you everybody outside of Utah hated Joe Ingles, except for us. You know what I mean? And then, and that made him same way it made Draymond a Hall of Famer. Like that made him an important player, a starter, a valuable role player for the Jazz in their run because they needed that. I mean. He got in Paul George his head, and that severely affected that series against the Thunder, man.
And that's when PG was actually good too. Like that's when,
and Draymond has that ability. So, keep it
actually. I've realized something else we need to talk about with Draymond in this game. So it's actually game 3 where this happens, but he fouls out early in this game, man. He fouled out. Obviously, he was not very thrilled about that. On the sidelines, in the clutch of the game, there was what people were calling a bit of a questionable call, but it brought the game within the betting odds, the 5.5 betting odds, and he had some words to say. Some lip readers caught him saying, "The line's 5.5. I see what you guys are doing to the, as he's already fouled out." Not gonna lie, yikes! Yikes. And then tonight, this is what on Saturday night that this happens.
Yep.
Where it's Monday now. and I just watched the biggest rigged event in my entire fucking life. Oh my god! Not that the Jazz got 5, but that the Mavericks got 1. The Mavericks got 1, dude. It's
I don't know. Like, I almost hate it, dude.
I don't know
I
what to
can't
say even.
even.
I'm actually slightly at a loss of words.
I can't even, because I get it, and it from afar, it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I think you said it a few times ago. Like, the difference in the NBA and NFL, like, where, you know, if you tank in the NFL, you get the number 1 pick no matter what, if you're the worst team in the league. Yeah, but, you know, and like, I get you're trying to not incentivize that, but is it really working? Because Utah was very clearly tanking. I mean, they found
now we have
ways
to
around
tank
your
again, bro.
found ways around your rules to tank. You know what I mean? We'd sit
In fact, we got punished.
Lowry for an entire half and directly flip off the NBA. So, like, all right, okay, fine, we'll play him.
You want to find us? We'll play him for a couple quarters.
Exactly, man. So I kind of wish it was like the NFL. You could just get the number 1 pick. Here I am. My teams have a chance. You know, Patriots could have got the number 1 pick. They win the last game, slide down to 4, and the Jazz could have got the number 1 pick. We're the worst team in the league, and slide down to 5.
Oh, I was sitting here and just honestly thinking about how did we get here? How do we start talking about this again? But it's because of the whole betting thing and then Draymond.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. I was churning my little hamster brain right here. But I was like, oh, what did we even just talk about? Yeah, dude.
Man. Well,
I mean, I've been like, it's been hard to stay focused all night. I'm sitting here just thinking about the stupid fucking lottery. It's like every once in a while, I can hardly even listen to a word out of Kyle's mouth because I'm just sitting here thinking about our number 5 pick.
Nice.
No offense.
Well, yeah, totally. Oh my god, man. Yeah, well, I think what we'll do is actually take a break here from the live, and what we'll do is we'll talk about the Thunder and Nuggets series on the other side of this. We'll take a break. Want to make sure we get our boy Feisty in for that, as this Thunder are in one right now. Speaking of in one, so are the Celtics and the Knicks before we end this off.
Oh, yeah, what's the score?
39-28 Boston. It was back and forth there as I was peeking. And then really in the last minute or so, the Celtics kind of went on a good run to get that lead. So we'll have to see. Threes look like they're falling for them tonight. But thank you all for joining us for this shitty live. I mean, I hope y'all had fun. We didn't. We certainly didn't. We're pissed.
I didn't have fun. I'm not happy to be here. I'm not.
If we're just being honest, we got to be honest. We can't lie to you guys. I mean, this fucking sucks. I mean,
there's one thing that we are. We're transparent.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for joining the live. Hopefully you had fun. And it was entertaining to see us just break down. Sean literally had to walk out and compose himself. I mean, hey, that's entertainment. That's entertainment, you have to say. So thank you guys for joining us for this live. We will catch you on the other side of this break, get into the Thunder Nuggets series, and continue to kind of watch this game. So thank you guys for joining us on our second live show. It's been another fun one on your favorite couch potatoes. Until next time, we'll catch you. See ya.